Lofty, can me and my other small YouTuber friend make a video about your animation series so far? It might be a while, but we want to review lore, animation, and editing, because we think your animations are a prime example of the best of the best. We are just asking for permission to use your clips out of respect for your content. As aspiring animators ourselves, we thought it would be good to ask first.
I'm the other guy Spidey Steve is talking about. By the way, we absolutely love your stuff, Lofty. Personally, you're my favorite stop-motion animator.
That would be awesome! I appreciate you asking for permission to use my clips. Go right ahead. Let me know when the video's out. I would love to see it.
And of course we got right to work. Meaning we procrastinated on it for about a month, but here the video finally is. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the animation of YouTube's best animator, Loft Studios. We're especially going to be looking at his current fan-dubbed Loftyverse series, which methods include any animation style you can think of. With epic fights and laugh-out-loud humor, Loft Studios provides the perfect subject to delve deep into the animation techniques, lore, building, humor, and more. In regards to Lofty's animation, it's so unique, expressive, and smooth that every stop motion I've seen since that isn't at that level is slightly jarring, and leaves something to be desired. Which just goes to show that Lofty is in fact the best spec film animator ever. One technique I see Lofty use is known as smear frames. This is basically practical motion blur. It's a common technique in stop motion, but Lofty presents it perfectly. An example I found is in this animation in the LEGO Loftyverse series, where multiple of the hammer are used to show the fast movement, by showing that the object is moving so quickly, it moved in the amount of time to take a frame, resulting in a second ghost-like object. Just try shaking your hand and see the transparent fingers your brain register as there because of its speed. He also uses this technique when spinning other weapons like swords.
A big thing I love about Lofty's animation is how fast-paced and action-packed it is. Loft Studios is so good at making fight scenes that he can make faster-than-life action sequences and still allow us to see what's happening. Take, for instance, his animation he uses as an intro for how I make practical effects for stop motion. In it, Luke seems to be moving his lightsaber faster than physically possible to deflect blaster bolts, but the presence of poses allows his movements to be intelligible nonetheless. This is absolute peak work on Lofty's part.
When analyzing Lofty's animation styles, especially in the digital animated realm, in episode 7 Still Trapped, where Lifty and Bordy are trapped in Cartoon Lofty's universe, I noticed how Lofty is animated with just key poses. Key posing is a tool professional animators use to get the basics of a movement. A really great explanation comes from Know the Robot on YouTube, where he states that the ready pose is a key pose, and the full punch frame is a key pose. And Lofty is animated in only key poses when uses a very basic animation principle of ease in and ease out to transition between the key poses, to give a basic narration vibe to the animation, even excluding the mouth animation on purpose to have a Ted Ed style of speaking, which is reminiscent of Lofty's premiere appearance in Terrifying Bear Encounter, or his actual first appearance in a YouTube short. This gives him a distinct style, because Lifty and Bordy are not from his universe. Even when trapped, they have facial animation, similar to their real-life counterparts. This attention to detail is astonishing, and whether Loft Studios is aware of these animation concepts is unknown to me. He may have picked them up just by absorbing animation and practicing, although I'm fairly confident that he knows what he's doing. Although this fits under the animation category of this video and not lore, it does beg the question of why Ka-Fing does have facial animation. What this means, I have no idea. He could be from another universe, or he could just be a different type of digital animation. Or he could have just done it and that's that. Not everything has to be on purpose.
Loft Studios has continued to use innovative techniques in his videos, and has been kind enough to share those techniques in recent years over the format of YouTube Shorts. He's demonstrated his style many times, one that a fan would most definitely recognize in seconds. Lofty uses arts and craft supplies, mainly cardboard, to create his unique animation figures, mechs, and props by wrapping the cardboard around LEGO posable pieces and outlining the cardboard faces with Sharpie. He also soaks the cardboard in glue to solidify the material and make it more durable. A truly surprising method.
Along with his ability to create such a unique style, Loft Studios is also very skilled at putting it to use. In a recent part of the Loftyverse series, he introduced a new mech, his weaponized sphere of mass destruction. Lofty actually created an exterior with removable sections for weapons and defensive mechanisms, as well as an interior set divided in two parts. The Lofty sphere's rolling animation is quite simple. Loft Studios himself shows that he has a foreground cockpit and a background that he randomly shakes between shots to give the impression of the wall around them rolling. Truly quality content.
I personally was most hyped about Lofty's tutorial videos when he taught us how to make top-tier practical special effects with very little hassle. Who but Lofty would have thought to simply shine a flashlight directly on paper to get the intended look? I've already used this technique in a number of my animations and fully intend to keep it as the norm. And that's not at all likely to change.
Lofty uses some impressive and innovative techniques when combining the animated and physical realm. He grounds the cartoon into reality by making it cohesive with the rest of the world. His attention to camera shake and camera movement is impressive. It's likely he uses practical camera shake since he's such a fan of the practical, but entirely possible he achieves it in post-production. But what's especially fascinating is that even the cartoon holds these principles. When Cartoon Lofty charges a power blast and fires it, there are 2 or 3 frames where the camera is overexposed to show sudden light with blurriness and shaking, which gives the feeling that the force of the fired beam had a weight and power to it. And this is just half of the stuff that we have to talk about, but as we have families to provide for over Christmas, we had to cut it short. So stay tuned and subscribe to get notified for part 2. We're gonna prove that Lofty is the best animator, and we're not going down
without a fight!